It's day 13 of Vlogmas. I'm Willie, and I am making vlogs every day, counting down to the most magical day of the year, and that is December 25th, Christmas Day. And I'm glad you're here, and today I'm excited to talk to you about holiday movies. I like media in general, and so many of the feelings I have and reactivating the magic from times gone by is really facilitated by watching a good Christmas movie. I am also ultra fatigued right now. I like working smarter, not harder, so I found a list on tvguide.com entitled The Best Christmas Movies to Watch in 2023. I will link the article. It is by Allison Picuro. And I don't know, it's 2023. The streaming platforms are truly a dumpster fire, but most of these movies are streaming somewhere. So first on the list, we have The Holiday. And I like this movie a lot because I'm a huge Cameron Diaz fan. Shout out to Aveline Wine this time of year. You're much appreciated. I think this reactivates how much I like the idea of travel, and also this was like pre-Airbnb era, so the idea of house swapping or like going to some random stranger's house that you met on the internet, it just seems a little more romantic, whereas nowadays it's just... I haven't watched this movie yet this season, but I'm going to. And also I heard they're making a part 2, which is kind of exciting because I like the first one. So after that, we have A Christmas Story. This is like the best quintessential like thing to do, is watch this on a loop during every family holiday. And it used to run annually on the 24-hour TBS marathon. I feel like the holidays are like one of the few times during the year where I'm not ultra annoyed with movies where kids are the main character. And there's nothing like the convergence of commercialism, hope, and also possibilities with dreaming of acquiring a new toy to fix everything. I also love The Leg Lamp. According to this article, it's also on HBO Max. Up next, we have the National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. This one is a religious experience for this household every year. It's like the perfect, very self-aware exploration into the cultural decadence of the early 90s and how people looking for fulfillment in ornamentation only works if there is the emotional core of love and support from those that you're close to. I'm also obsessed with Todd and Margot. That they're basically, I think they're close to who I want to be. Next on the list, we have Home Alone. I've watched this movie already this year. It's really, really a weird film because everyone I know who watches it either is super obsessed with how violent it is and then keeps listing that as like a negative, or they don't acknowledge it at all and they see it as like a frivolous romp through an extremely fantastical world. But then when I think about it, I just think of like Kevin's eminent PTSD, just having something like that happen, and then sort of the like confidence and disillusionment that would come from having to physically defend yourself against people who are really dangerous, and how that would be equated constantly with Christmas. And then on top of it, your mother forgetting about you and leaving you at home would be like a whole nother emotional layer to unfurl. And then at the end of it, it could equal extreme disillusionment. I'm very thankful because this list, just right after Home Alone, we have a mention of Home Alone 2, Lost in New York. This was my favorite of the two movies, and I actually remember seeing it in the theater and paused to appreciate the Talkboy tape recorder, which is like a Paradise Lost. It's a gift I was never given but always wanted. Up next on the list is Elf. I can't believe this had its 20-year anniversary. It is terrifying that it has been that long since this movie came out. But I don't have anything but really nice things to say about it. I think Will Ferrell is so charming. He's so cute. Zooey Deschanel is the best. The best thing about this movie is how it kind of just exists in its own world. So when you watch it, you don't even know that time has passed. It like transcends space and time. Next on the list, we have How the Grinch Stole Christmas. This is the Jim Carrey version. I love this. I think this has one of my favorite modern Christmas songs, which is Faith Hill's Where Are You Christmas? And above all else, I never need an excuse to watch a Christine Baranski movie. Up next on the list, we're moving into a movie that is highly debated, but now I think it's just universally accepted as a Christmas movie, and that is Die Hard. I love it. Bruce Willis is so clutch. I empathetically wish that he had shoes. It's one not to miss. Up next, we have Love Actually, and I think it's fair to say that Hugh Grant was really at an apex at this point. It's streaming on Netflix. It's very debated. I love it. Nick doesn't like it. So I only watch it like every other year, I feel like. But I probably will watch it this year. Maybe. Up next, we have The Family Stone. I love a good Sarah Jessica Parker moment. Diane Keaton is fantastic. Rachel McAdams is fantastic. Dermot Mulroney is fantastic. Luke Wilson is fantastic. Basically, I'm just showing up for all of the celebrity panache, I guess, but then also the impending family tragedy and the exercises of emotional acceptance to couple and uncouple with people who are appropriate for partnerships. After that, we have A Charlie Brown Christmas. There's nothing better than this. The soundtrack is so great. I'm a big Pigpen fan. And yeah, spending time in Minneapolis and St. Paul, you just can't escape the joyous experience of running into Peanuts and Snoopy stuff everywhere you go. That is streaming this year on Apple TV+. Next on our list, we have White Christmas, Rosemary Clooney, Vera Ellen, Danny Kaye, and Bing Crosby. Lots of Christmas spirit, lots of hijinks, lots of beautiful costumes, amazing dancing, and emotional avoidance. That is the perfect tonic. After that, we have The Muppet Christmas Carol. I was just talking about this today with someone. This movie's great. The puppetry is awesome. The story, I think, works really well for the Muppets. And it's a bit of a slow burn. You have to pay attention. Now watching anything with the Muppets is like a tour de force. I feel like Gonzo kind of steals the show. Miss Piggy's fantastic. I am becoming Miss Piggy. I think Miss Piggy is my twin flame. That is streaming on Disney+. After that, we have It's a Wonderful Life. This movie never really hit that much for me, but everyone in my family was obsessed with it. It's hard. As an adult looking in on this, I need to rewatch it because it has been close to a decade since I have sat down and watched It's a Wonderful Life. But I know it means a lot to a lot of people. But I do know that every time a bell rings, an angel gets its wings. That is streaming on Prime. After that, we have The Santa Claus, Tim Allen. I think I liked this movie. I know a lot of people like this movie. I still sometimes think about this movie. And then I think about like the CD player in the sleigh, that when he pushes the button, a cookie comes out of a very narrow space. And then you can also fill hot chocolate from some sort of dispenser. The niche aspects of this film are my favorite parts. And I can't quite remember the emotional arc. I'm sure it has something to do with the dad being absentee. That concludes this list. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today. I would love to hear some of your favorite Christmas movies and also some of your least favorites. Take care of yourself. I'll talk to you tomorrow for day 14 of Vlogmas. She was taking a nap on my lap. And that's all I got. Okay, bye.